Can hear a bit of tire squeal as well as we approach the limits of the car on the tires. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new video. Now today you joined me for another car review. As you can see, I have with me the VW Golf 7 GTI, and that is the car in topic today. Now big thanks to the owner for lending me the car for a few hours, and yeah, I really do hope you guys enjoy this review. Let's get right into it. So, the 7th generation VW Golf GTI. Let's start with the exterior as usual. Now up front, it isn't necessarily all too aggressive. There aren't any aggressive body lines. It's just clean, but some way it still manages to look very mean. Now up front, you have the traditional red strip that runs across the entire grille all the way into the headlights with LED daytime running lights. You have these honeycomb effects on the grills. You have all these fins right here that cover up the fog lights. You only find those on the GTI. Oh, by the way, this one is the performance pack. So with the performance pack, the GTI badging is red on the front and the one on the back, which we'll see shortly. With the performance pack, you get red brake calipers with the GTI badging on the caliper itself. You also get these multi-spoke 19-inch rims, which are two-tone. They do look absolutely amazing. The owner has fitted this Club Sport decal on the side. If we come around to the back, you get LED tail lights. Like I spoke earlier, you see the red GTI badge, which would otherwise be chrome on the non-performance pack. Now the owner has also fitted a rear diffuser and bigger tailpipes, but the exhaust is stock and the whole car is stock. Let's check out the interior. Interior. So for one, you have illuminated door sills. They light up in red at night. You have a GTI Sport flat bottom steering wheel with some red stitching. You also do find some red stitching on the seats, on the leather cover for the gear lever. And yeah, it's a pretty nice place to be. Although things like the infotainment screen are now starting to look dated, even though there is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto available, I think it's just too small in a way for modern times. But back to the steering wheel, you find shift paddles. You have a little GTI badging on the bottom spoke. The needles, the analog dials are in red, which looks absolutely cool. And you have gloss black trimming all over the interior, and if you look very closely, there are some tiny little hexagon graphics, which is quite cool. Now in here, it's a Golf. It's very practical. You have big door pockets, you have two cup holders in the center, you have a center armrest with a big center cubby, which you can fit plenty of stuff in there. You have a USB socket right there and an aux cord socket, which yeah, now are dated. Nobody uses aux cords anymore, and yeah, it's pretty nice in here. Quality is good. Everything feels very solid and nice. Some really nice and premium material. The seats are all in leather. The bolsterings are huge. It feels very sporty. You get a black roof lining in the GTI. And one thing I wish they would start doing with the GTIs is offer red seat belts. I know sometimes in some special editions they offer the red stripes on the seat belts, but imagine if all the seat belt, like the entire seat belt, was red. That would be cool. Let's check out the room in the back seat. Back seat. So as you can see, plenty of knee room, plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom. The central transmission tunnel is a bit too big, so if there's someone sitting in the middle, it will be a bit awkward. Also, it makes it awkward moving between either side. But back here, you have rear climate vents, no USB ports, no 12-volt socket. You have a center armrest with cup holders that are not covered, so it's a bit awkward when you sit with this the armrest open. You have through loading, so if you have long items you can carry them through into the back, and that's your lot. So right here you're looking at 380 liters in boot capacity, and I actually like the fact that the boot is full, because then you have a good perspective of the amount of stuff it can carry. You have pockets on either side, you have an underfloor where you find a spare wheel also, and also the loading lip isn't too big, so it's easy to load stuff in and out. The shaping is quite nice. So yeah, that's the boot on the Golf 7 GTI. So let's talk pricing and value. Now, the production line on these ran from 2013 all the way up to 2017. Now, in terms of value and pricing, I'm only going to cover the pre-facelifts, so the 7s, no 7.5s. Now, value on these currently sits anywhere from 200,000 rands on the dot for earlier 2013, 2014 cars with high mileage, all the way up to around 380,000 rands for the later 2016 and 2017 cars with relatively low mileage, say about 40,000 kilometers, 50, maybe even 60,000 kilometers. And that's the current value and pricing on these. So let's get technical. Now we'll start with the engine, but as a little bonus, I'll also talk about some of the common problems on this platform. Let's kickstart with the engine. Now this is the infamous EA888. It's a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder. Now this being the performance pack, it makes more power than the non-performance pack. So it's making 169 kilowatts, which is around 230 horsepower and 350 Newton meters of torque. The non-performance packs are making 162 kilowatts, which is 221 horsepower, but torque is the same. Now it's mated to a 6-speed dual clutch transmission. This is the DQ250 with the wet clutch setup. With the performance pack, you also get a limited slip diff at the front, which is electronically controlled. Although it is a mechanical diff, it does help distribute the power between either front wheel and manage the power around corners, which helps in sharpening the handling. Now let's talk about some of the common problems on this platform. Now I feel like the most common one is the water pump failure. Now some of these problems I am aware of the kind of costs that are involved in repairing or sorting them out, so as to say. Now in terms of the water pump, it all depends where you source the parts, where you take the car for fitting and all. But if you're going to do it at a VW dealer, normally it will set you back anywhere from 16 to 20,000 rands. Now, yeah, that is a common issue on these. Now, with the earlier cars, 2013, 2014, and 2015, they are prone to having turbo failure, where, yeah, your turbo will somehow give away, and that is not nice at all. Now, I've never heard about the costs involved in sorting that out, but on the DQ250, they have managed to sort out some of the gearbox issues that are common on the DQ200 platform, which is the 7-speed dry sump clutch transmission. Now, the most common one I feel like is the mechatronic failure, which is the little module that helps in regulating the clutch actuation and the gearing on the car. Some cars can also have the reverse selector fail, where the car won't be able to go into reverse, wear and tear on the gearbox solenoids. There are a few common issues with gearboxes. It all depends which one happens. It might be multiple, it might be one. Just have the car diagnosed properly so you know it's all sorted. Also, clutch wear and tear is a thing that may happen. Let's actually take a listen to the exhaust and experience how this thing drives. So guys, you joined me inside the Golf 7 GTI, and I'm not going to waste any time. This car is available with driving modes, and I'm driving in sport. Gearbox also in sport, and I'll go into manual. Oh, there's a bit of wind noise up here. So we're up the pass now. Let's exploit the performance a bit more. Oh man, this thing handles so beautifully around here. Down into second gear. Oh man. And because we're going uphill, I don't have to use the brakes at all. Gravity can just slow me down. Woo! This is proper. And now we've encountered a bit of traffic, so we'll have to wait until the road is a 2-lane again so we can overtake. But man, this thing is so fun around here. Oh man, I missed filming cars around here because this is where you get to experience a performance car. Now, 2 lanes we can pass. Ooh, the grip around the curves. This is where it's at. This is where it's at with a car like this. Can hear a bit of tire squeal as well as we approach the limits of the car, the tires. Oh man. Try to close down the sunroof a bit. I'll just cycle between opening and closing it. There's some road works. Take the right lane. Man, this road is so beautiful. Oh man, this thing is insane. Into the hairpin. Oh, downshift into second. I feel like I'm on the nerve right now. My mic just flew away. I've got it back. Onwards we go. Ah. I'm having so much fun right here, guys. But yeah, as you can see, this is what a GTI is all about. Twists and turns, and it does put a smile on your face. But I have to say, the exhaust is a bit muted stock. So I'd recommend maybe a nice little downpipe, and the whole thing will be sorted. Oh man, I can just go on here forever. Oh, the grip level is insane. But yeah, that is it from me to you guys. I really do hope you enjoyed this review, and until next time, that's cheers from me.